A very good afternoon. Many thanks for staying with us here on TV 47. Welcome to Newsfeed. My name is Mumbi Chege. Now, Migori Governor Okoth Obado has been released on a 8.7 million shillings cash bail. Obado has also been ordered not to access his county office. Cumulatively, Obado and his 4 children were freed on 18.25 million shillings cash bail after they denied 73 million fraud charges. Nanok Loren has been following the story and now joins us live from Milimani Court. Nanok, what do we know so far about the ruling?
Yeah, the Milimani Law Courts and the bail hearing has just been concluded. It was led by Magistrate Lawrence Mugambi, and all the accused have been released on bail and also bond. Leading the list is Governor Okoth Obado with an 8.7 million shillings bail and a 20 million shillings bond, together with Dan Achola, his son, with 2.5 million shillings bail and a 5 million shillings bond. And that is just but a few, because the list continues up to the 11th accused. Thereafter, Lawrence Mugambi has directed the Governor Obado not to access his Migori County offices, and he has been instructed to be accompanied by an investigation officer to pick his personal items and thereafter to leave the Migori County. And all the accused also have been instructed to deposit all their passports at the courts, and if there are any expired passports, they're required to replenish them with immediate effect. Thereafter, also, the accused have been required to issue their IDs together with their names to the Director of Immigration, so that they are ensured not to leave the country at any given point. That has been the bail hearing today, Mombi, and the next hearing will be on the 21st September. But before I finish, let's listen in to Lawrence Mugambi, what he had to say earlier on.
Zakaria Okoth Obado will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 8,750,000. In the alternative, a bond of 20 million shillings plus a surety like amount. The second accused, Dan Ochora Okoth, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 2,500,000. In the alternative, a bond of 5 million shillings plus a surety of like amount. The third accused, Scarlett Susan Okoth, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 3 million. In the alternative, a bond of Kenya shillings 6 million plus a surety of like amount. The fourth accused, Jerry Zachary Okoth, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 2 million shillings. In the alternative, a bond of Kenya shillings 4 million plus a surety of like amount. The fifth accused, Evelyn Adhiambo Zachary, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 2 million shillings. In the alternative, a bond of Kenya shillings 4 million plus a surety of like. The sixth accused, Jared Peter Odoyo Oluoch Kwaga, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 8,250,000. In the alternative, a bond of Kenya shillings 15 million shillings plus a surety of like amount. The seventh accused, Christine Akinyi Ochola, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 3 million shillings. In the alternative, a bond of 6 million shillings plus a surety of like amount. The eighth accused, Joram Opara Otieno, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 5,500,000. In the alternative, a bond of Kenya shillings 10 million plus a surety of like amount. The ninth accused, Patroba Ochanda Otieno, will pay a cash bail of Kenya shillings 6 million.
Okay, so Mombi, that is what transpired today. All the accused have been released on various amounts of bail, and the next mentioning will be on the 21st September. Back to you, Mombi.
Thank you for that. Nanok will be giving you a more comprehensive report in our subsequent bulletins on that particular case. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta has lauded efforts of Kenyans in fighting against COVID-19, saying the country has begun to flatten the curve. President Kenyatta officiated the virtual governors conference on COVID-19 resilience that is currently going on. President Kenyatta said invoking the Public Health Act and issuing containment measures that would significantly affect the enjoyment of various liberties, rights and freedoms was unprecedented, but the move has borne its fruits.
Kenya, among the many countries of the world that is managing the COVID-19 pandemic. This virtual gathering today will provide us with a platform to collectively reflect on government's action in the prevention and control of COVID-19, discuss the impact of the disease that has had in our nation's socio-economic space, and recommend strategic and sustainable interventions that can be adopted by both levels of government for this and for the future pandemics.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to suggest a framework for banking your experiences of the last 6 months in this conference. This framework has 3 elements. First, I want us all to do a post-mortem analysis of how we have handled the COVID-19 crisis 6 months after it began to manifest itself in our country. Begin by looking at the forecasting of the spread of the virus. If all our models had projected severe scenarios that did not happen, was it because we were forewarned, or was it because of the swift interventions that we put in place? How does our national response compare with others within the region, the continent, and the world? Is there something that we could have done better? And are there lessons we should carry with us to the strategic phase of this war? Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not asking you to ponder these questions because we have failed. To the contrary, I believe we have done remarkably well. And that is why we have begun to flatten the curve. But to do better, we must remain brutally honest with our approaches, because intellectual honesty is critical.
A young man from Majengo area in Kajiado County has left many dumbfounded due to his prowess in lifting heavy weights using his teeth. Moinda Mutinda says he does not understand his source of his extraordinary powers.
If he won't leave you perplexed, probably he will leave your tongue wagging. It is not normal to see a human being lifting heavy loads, including 50 kilograms of cement, using his teeth. But for Moinda Mutinda from Majengo area in Kajiado County, this is what he knows too well. To him, 50 kilograms of cement is as light as a feather. It is as simple as that. Mutinda, a casual laborer, says he cannot explain his source of strength and says he does not practice magic. This has left many baffled.
Sijawahi ona mtu akiwa amepepa simiti kwa mdomo. Imenishangaza sana na imenistaajabisha sana kumwona akiwa anapepa. Hakuna magic. Magic unajua ni njia ya kuonyesha mtu anatumia mambo si ya kweli, lakini huyu vile nimemwangalia akiinua na kutembea naye na haja kula mihandarati, basi huyu ni kipawa kutoka kwa Mungu ambayo ako nayo.
Mutinda says some of his teeth are weak but gets extraordinary strength moments before lifting heavy loads. According to his friends, though puzzled, this is a talent that should be nurtured.
Baadhi ya vijana ambao hawana kazi, hawana ajira na wana talanta, wana nguvu nyingi sana. Kwa hivyo ninaomba tu kwamba kwa njia ya kipekee serikali waangazie vijana kama hawa, kuwasaidia ili hizi nguvu zao ambazo wanazo wazijaribu kuziweka mahali ambapo waweza kuinua hata uchumi wa nchi na waweza kujisaidia hata hao.
Mwangi Maina, TV 47, Nairobi.
Quite a mystery there. Thank you so much, Mwangi Maina, for that report. Now, former Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Yutu has failed to appear before court this morning for hearing of his 580 million graft case. Yutu's lawyer, John Sakwa, said the former Kiambu boss had tested positive for coronavirus. Yutu was charged alongside his wife, Susan Wangari, following recommendations by Director of Public Prosecution, Nordin Haji. Yutu was the first sitting governor to be arrested, arraigned, and impeached on grounds of graft allegations. Now, farmers in Busia, Bungoma, Kakamega, Siaya, and Homa Bay counties can now shift focus from traditional crops like maize, beans, and sugarcane to growing red Valencia. Experts are encouraging farmers in the regions to expand production of organic groundnuts for better livelihoods. Nuts specialist Jackson Masesi says the country is contending with a shortfall of quality groundnuts for manufacturing of breakfast spreads, and this has led to years of reliance on imports from neighboring Uganda, Tanzania, and Malawi to meet the local demand.
In this case, we thought of more value-added products that we can serve the breakfast spreads. So we came up with an idea of adding value to groundnuts. And decided to come up with a product that is honey that has peanut butter that has honey in it. This came when we realized the honey that we are receiving from farmers is more than we can market, and so we started to create other income streams that can also consume honey in it. In this case, we thought of more value-added products.
The Coast Association for Persons with Disability in Mombasa has raised the red flag over teenage pregnancies during the COVID-19 pandemic. CPWD Chief Executive Officer Hamisa Zaja has appealed to parents to look after their daughters, especially during this COVID-19 crisis. Zaja was speaking when she toured Noor Orphanage Center in Likoni, Mombasa County to usher in the Islamic New Year according to the Islamic Hijra calendar.
Ndio nikasema kwamba tumekuja hapa ili tuweze kuzungumza nao, na mazungumzo ni kwamba ni kuhusu hizo early pregnancies, kwa sababu wasichana wetu wengi kwa huu muda ambao umekuwa ni wa COVID wamekuwa wako majumbani, na hivyo basi wengi tumepata kwamba wamejihusisha na mambo ambayo yasiyo, na mara nyingi tunazungumza na wale ambao wako nje, lakini hawa ambao wako kwenye orphanages hatujaweza kuzungumza nao kuwafikia. Kwa hivyo nimeanza program ya kuzungukia orphanages, na ndio sababu nimeanza na hapa Noor Orphanage kuzungumza na wasichana wangu kuhakikisha kwamba hawakujiingiza kwenye masuala ambayo yana tabia mbaya, ili wasiweze kuharibu maisha yao na mfumo wao wa sababu ya kujia hapa ulimwenguni. Kwa hivyo ni wakati wa wazazi kubond na watoto wao na kuwa karibu na watoto wao na wawajue watoto wao, na pia watoto wawajue wazazi wao vizuri zaidi, na muangalie kwamba katika maisha ni njia gani ambao mtakuja nao ili tuweze kukua pamoja na watoto. Watoto wana changamoto nyingi sana wakati huu. Kwa hivyo wazazi ni lazima wawe very patient na wao, na wawasome na wajue ile matatizo kila mtoto alionayo, na waweze kuwa watawasaidia.
And a section of Kakamega County MCAs have come to the defense of Governor Wycliffe Oparanya of allegations of misappropriating COVID-19 funds. The MCAs have dismissed their colleagues who are plotting to impeach the governor, saying that they do not have the numbers to carry on with the impeachment motion.
Kwa hivyo mwenye naota ati kuna siku anaweza leta impeachment motion Kakamega County, nataka nimwambie aache kuota, yeye afanye kazi ambayo alichaguliwa kama mwakilishi wa wadi. Mambo ya kuimpeach governor, there's nothing like that in Kakamega County. Hana namba, hao ni watu wawili tu watatu ambao huwa wanakimbia kwa media, na nia yao kubwa ni kutaka kuharibia governor jina kwa nchi. Lakini sisi kama wabunge wa Kakamega tuko nyuma ya governor, tuko nyuma ya serikali yake.
As we speak right now, the county government of Kakamega has spent 131,903,717. Like this. Of the 262 million that we received from the exchequer, we have spent 11,510,780. Of the 105 that was allocated, we have spent 35 million. Of the money that came to pay health workers and for their extraneous allowances and what, we received 78,000, but we have already paid 85,050. These are documents that are there for you. You can access them through the minister because that is the procurement plan that is there. So we've spent 131,903,717.
And Nairobi residents who depend on water supply from private water suppliers are assured of clean, safe water should a new move to regulate the providers take effect. The suppliers will have to be registered and monitored under the regulation to be implanted by the Water Services Regulatory Board. Now, in conjunction with the Waterworks Development Authority, the government intends to regulate the sourcing and pricing of water, bores and exhausters. The government, through the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, will also create an application that will enable Nairobi residents know genuine private water suppliers near them.
Initiative, the one that of this independent water project, service project, we have a component of regulating the water buzzers, the exhausters in the city, private water suppliers. We intend to put them on an app, on a mobile app that we can be able to monitor what they are doing. We don't want boreholes that are running across the city. First and foremost, we don't know where they draw water. We need to know where a borehole draws water. And we also want to know where the exhausters, where they discharge the sewer. We can be able to, when a customer requires services in an estate, you just go to that app and then you can be able to get it.
Now, the leadership dispute is raging in the Kakamega Pentecostal Assembly's Church of God as the congregants are divided over the transfer of their pastor. One group, led by the church clerk Dan Osore, wants the pastor to leave and say that the pastor has been acting contrary to the church's guidelines, even going against the decision of the head office. According to the clerk, the pastor by the name Alfred Magoya, after receiving the transfer letter, refused the transfer and even went ahead and elected several people in the office who are protecting him. Rather, the congregants are now awaiting a decision by the head office.
Mchungaji katika mojawapo ya makanisa yetu alipewa transfer ondoke, lakini akakatalia kwa sababu ya hoja zake, na hiyo kitendo hakikuwa kizuri. Lakini tumezungumza na wazee wa kanisa, tumekaa chini, tumezungumza na tumekubaliana tutarudi, na bado ile mchungaji ataondoka kwa sababu tunataka amani. Tunataka kanisa iwe na amani. Na vile tu nilisema, kanisa ikiwa na amani, nchi itakuwa na amani. Tunahubiri amani, tunahubiri umoja. Kwa hivyo hatuhitaji utofauti. Kwa hivyo nashutumu kitendo hicho cha kuzuia na kuleta taharuki. Sisi tunaomba tu amani na utulivu.
Tulipeleka kesi kotini ili kesi iamue ya kwamba kwa nini hakukubali kwenda transfer. Kwa sababu hata mimi nilifanya kwa organization na kwa serikali, na ninajua kwamba ukipigwa transfer unaenda transfer. Kama kuna malalamishi unakuja kulalamika baadaye.
Kanisa limetekwa nyara na watu mikora wamedivert kanisa, wamepeleka kwa kitu ambayo inaitwa caretaker, ambao ni kitu yenye haina mwelekeo. That's why wako na chuki, hawataki kuona hata Mr. Dano Sore ambaye ni secretary, kwa maana wanajua ya kwamba yeye ndio wako na documents za hiyo kanisa na yeye ndio wako na records zote ambazo zinasema ukweli wa hiyo kanisa.
And religious leaders in Bungoma County are calling on the government to move with speed to contain business people who do hawking along highways and roads to avert impending danger that can cost their lives. Bishop Ignatius Wanjala has described high numbers of business people who approach on roads, hence blocking motor.
Muda kwa muda watu wanafanya tu biashara kwa barabara, kuna nyanya kwa barabara. Na kama askofu pia natuma rambirambi zangu kwa familia ambazo ziliathirika kule Kabrengu ambao walipoteza wapendwa wao, na kwa wagonjwa ambao wako hospitalini tunawaombea nafuu ya haraka, na kama kanisa we are praying for them for quick recovery. Ninatoa wito kwamba kama serikali ijaribu kuweka masoko yetu iwe salama, wamama na watoto.
And now on the international scene, schools across Auckland reopened Monday as New Zealand's largest city emerged from lockdown, with Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern expressing confidence a second wave outbreak of coronavirus was under control. While Aucklanders were allowed out of their homes, the government limited non-school social gatherings in the city to 10 people and made masks compulsory on public transport nationwide.
Buenas.